Welcome to the Inspiring Women of Iowa podcast, a special series amplifying the stories of the Inspiring Women of Iowa finalist. Inspiring Women of Iowa is an annual event hosted by Girl Scouts of Greater Iowa with the goal of celebrating women of courage, confidence, and character who are making the world a better place. Why does that sound familiar? Well, because it also happens to be the mission of the Girl Scouts, where they believe society is better because strong women show girls that anything is possible. This event was created by Girl Scouts of Greater Iowa in 2017 to celebrate women in our community and share their stories while raising support for the Girl Scout programs that build the next generation of inspiring women. 16 individuals are celebrated annually with the Courage, Confidence, Character, and Inspiring Advocate for Women awards. I'm your host, Sarah Noel Wilson. I am a business owner, a champion of women, and I'm also a proud Girl Scout alum, so massive love to Troop 238. And I am honored to have the chance to speak with these amazing, inspiring women and to share their stories with you. Joining me this week in conversation is Amy Rusa, who is the founder of The Safety Rack. Amy, congratulations on being a finalist for this year's Inspiring Women of Iowa Award.
Thank you, and thanks for having me on the podcast. I appreciate it.
I'm so excited to learn about you and the work you do. Before we get into that, though, what do you want people to know about you as a human? I like asking a really broad question because I never know what people are going to share.
I mean, a lot of my life right now is the advocacy work, but at the end of the day, I'm a wife, a mother, a dog mom. I enjoy farming and canning during the summer, and I just enjoy sitting outside with a glass of wine on a Friday night this summer. Can't wait for it to be done with this cold.
I know. It's so close. I made the mistake of putting my boots away, and I was like, I've lived in Iowa my whole life. Why do I think putting boots away before March was a smart idea? What do you can? Like, what's your favorite things to can?
My husband does the pickles. I do a lot of the tomato sauce and jams. It was really we really experimented this year, so there were some really good things and a lot of like, why did we do that? So, yeah. Okay,
everyone bear with us a second. I would happily buy some homemade dill pickles if that is on the docket. So please, if we can barter something, let's make that happen.
I don't like pickles, but these pickles are extraordinarily good.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. So Amy, talk to us about the work you're doing and the advocacy you're so passionate about.
Yeah, so back in 2018, I co-founded the Midwest Women in Safety Conference as just a way to bring women from around Iowa and the Midwest together for a day of safety training and professional development and to talk about the issues that were affecting us as women in the industry.
Yeah.
And the first year that we did it, the issue of PPE came up, and we had this really great speaker come up, and he's talking about all the PPE that's out there for men. And suddenly this room of about 60 women at the time, all did that collective head tilt and started raising their hands. Yeah. And I just kind of realized, I'm kind of part of the problem, because we had, in at least the safety realm of trades, realized that we just got so used to buying into the myth of the PPE is not there or unisex clothing is there. And yet it's creating a hazard on the job because if the equipment is too big, it's snagging on stuff, or I'm taking it off, or it's causing injuries. Just met a lady the other day who lost part of her finger because her gloves were so big, it pulled her hand into a machine. And so I went down this path of starting to just find the PPE and getting it out on my platforms. And then in about 2022, I started just having too much PPE piling up in the house because I was buying it, testing it, and seeing how it fit. And my husband's like, you need to do something with this pile. You need to get this out there. You're passionate about that. So the Safety Rack was formed. And the original concept was, I'm just going to go out there, get something set up on social media. I'm going to be this cheesy influencer talking about PPE, but showing how it fit on my body. Because that was one of the things I kept hearing from women was, how am I supposed to know it's going to fit me? Because let's face it, women's sizes in the fashion industry
are vastly different.
Yes. Like I can go into a Gap and a Maurice's and my size 14 is going to be a 16 at the other store.
Yeah.
And so we launched in April of 2022, and within 6 months, the messages I was getting from women and the amount of research I was really ramping up on was this is a bigger problem. And it doesn't just affect the trades, it affects women in military, women in STEM, women in fire, especially. And I needed to do something more. And so the Safety Rack was born as a nonprofit. And actually, as of today, as we're talking, the new website just launched. We just launched a full directory of brands that are specific to women's PPE that they can go and search and do their own homework. But we also last year conducted a survey of 505 women globally, and that got released today as well to talk about these pinch points and what we can do about it. So we're really making some momentum right now. And that's the like high end like thing of what I've been doing the last 3 years.
What an interesting I'm a couple of things are going through my head of one, what maybe not newer, but definitely a niche challenge, but the safety issues are very real, that the equipment isn't designed to fit women, and I'm thinking about all my manufacturing clients. And also, like, the thing that's coming up for me is not only is it valuable, most importantly from a safety perspective, but imagine, sorry, my brain's getting really excited about the work you do because I didn't know anything about your background, and I think it's fascinating.
Thank you.
Is like the impact it must have on women if you are a company that says, hey, we recognize that your needs are different and we're going to invest in that, because I know so often the women who work in manufacturing, who work in very male-dominated industries, really struggle to fit in. Oh, that's so fascinating.
Yeah,
okay, so
you have a physical hazard and you have a psychosocial hazard in this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. What, you started this in 2018. What was the impetus? Like, what drove you to put together the Midwest Women's Safety Conference?
I was working for a company where I was consulting a lot, and I was just meeting all these women out at these smaller manufacturing facilities, smaller mom and pop shops, and they were like, I'm all alone. I'm doing safety. I'm doing HR. I don't know where my resources are. I like safety. Don't know how I can build a career out of this. Or they were at larger scale companies where they're like, how do I get my voice to be heard? And it was just, I'm like, okay, so I'm just going to put something together. And so I went to my friends over at Cookwood Community College in Cedar Rapids, because that's where we lived at the time. Yeah. And I remember saying, can I just have like one session during your conference? Because they put on a really good safety conference. And like 5 minutes after that, we're like, you know what, we'll just do our own thing. And Cookwood was really great at giving us the space.
Nice.
And I expected the first year, we'll get like 20 women. No, we get like 60. And I expected this to be a one-off thing. And by the end of that conference, like, women are being like, so we'll see you next year? And I'm like, oh, what did I just do?
Okay, so what are you up to now? How many women show up for the conference now?
Between 110 and 150.
Amy, okay.
Yeah.
Is there any other conference? Like, is this a unique conference to be so specific on women in safety, or are there other in the country, or?
You have bigger associations that have chapters that do a little bit of stuff at their bigger national conferences.
Yeah.
I don't know of anybody else doing what I'm doing right now, because 2 years ago, we had women flying in from Texas and Oklahoma just to attend. And so I realized what just started as this is frustrating. Let's just have a meeting. Let's have a conference, is now something where I have a board of directors guiding it. Yeah. The community college has taken ownership of it. And every year we try to do, okay, what are the safety issues we need to talk about? But how do we do the professional development? Yeah. How does somebody feel comfortable going up to their boss and saying, I want a raise, or I want a promotion?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no wonder you're being recognized for your advocacy for women on so many levels. Okay. You have been identified and named as an inspiring woman. So who inspires you, Amy?
I think all the women I get to meet, because they are what drives me. I know I have the ability to do it. My son's all grown up. I like making change, but I like seeing others grow, and that's what fills my cup at the end of the day. So if I can lift somebody else up, because I've had that experience where I didn't have an early career, I didn't have any way to start, and I found that one person that was able to lift me up and guide me, and that made all the difference in the world. And I know there are many women out there that have that same challenge. So that's kind of what inspires me at the end of the day. And I've met so many incredible women along the way. It's like that every time just recharges my batteries to keep going.
I absolutely love that. I literally just a week ago, not even, a week ago, I guess today, I was working with a logging company up in northern Wisconsin, and it was just this sea of like men and like 3 women. They were just like, I'm just doing my best. I'm trying to like add as much value. And so like, and they do. And so I love the work you're doing. One of the things that we're asking everyone is people are going to be exposed to your story. They're going to hear about it at the event. They're going to see about it in the promotions. Hopefully they're going to check out this conversation. What do you want to leave people with who are going to listen to this conversation?
That if you work in an industry that a woman has to wear PPE, personal protective equipment, make sure it fits her. It has to be fit for purpose.
I love that. And for people who want to learn more, who are like, I don't even know where to start, and you just launched this beautiful new website. What is the website, Amy, for people to check out and learn more about the work you do?
Yeah, so the website is going to be thesafetyrack.org. We also have an Instagram page. We have a YouTube channel where you can see some of my very cheesy reviews. And you can also find us on LinkedIn under The Safety Rack, or you can just follow me on LinkedIn, because obviously I'm going to repost everything I post on my channel.
Sure. Yeah. That's fantastic. And if they go to that website, does that also lead them to reaching out to you if they have questions? Or what's the best way for people to connect with you?
They can definitely go to the website, or they can connect with me on LinkedIn is probably one of the fastest.
Awesome. Amy! You're amazing.
Oh, thank you.
I love the work you're doing. We'll definitely chat more about like supporting your conference. Like, we'll make that happen.
Oh, thank you.
Well, congratulations again. And thank you so much for coming and chatting with me. And I can't wait to celebrate you in May.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on. Appreciate it.
The 2025 Inspiring Women of Iowa event will be held on May 9th at the Meadows Events and Conference Center. To purchase tickets and get more information about supporting this event, please visit inspiringwomenofiowa.com. And all proceeds from this fundraising event stay 100% local to benefit Girl Scouts of Greater Iowa and their mission to build up girls of courage, confidence, and character who will make this world a better place. Thank you for listening, and thank you for your support.